Awesome. We are live, Dawn. I'm so excited that you're here.
So excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you for joining Michelle's Conversations That Matter. I'm super excited to have you. The whole purpose of my series is to have those conversations that people might not be having and really talk about things that I think can make a difference for people in their lives. So I'm talking about everything under the sun, and today is no different. I'm thrilled to have you to talk about this whole dating situation during COVID. So welcome, Dawn. And could you introduce yourself?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm Dawn Paskalides. I am a very proud mom of 4 grown-up children, either out of college or in college. I'm officially an empty nester. I've been a single mom for about 12 years now. And I am turning 52 on Monday. So lots of changes and fun things happening in my life. I've been an educator for 30 years and always just trying to expand as a person. I coach people professionally and personally. I'm also a grief counselor. And I've started quite a few nonprofits to empower women and help families in need. So I have a true passion for children, and I'm truly committed that every child has a voice in this world. And I'm really committed in my personal life to finding the love of my life because I'm a very happy person. I feel incredibly blessed with my career and my health and my family and incredible dear friends such as you. And the only thing missing in my life is that true love of my life.
Amazing. So I've had the pleasure of knowing you and calling you my friend for several years. We've done some self-discovery work together, and I've just loved being a part of your life. We have similar stories in terms of the ending of our marriages and then finding ourselves out in the dating world again and just trying to figure it out and what we like and what we're interested in. And so let's dive right into the conversation. So we're going to go there. We've already established that we're going to go there today. So I hope our audience is fastening their seatbelts. So tell us a little bit about maybe where you've been finding or meeting men during the past several months during COVID and how that's been going.
Yeah, I mean, look, dating is almost like when you first become a parent, there's no book on it, right? So it's the same thing with dating. You're learning by your mistakes. You're taking things you've learned and moving on. And I've certainly learned a lot. I've really only been actively dating, even though I've been a single mom for 12 years, I've been actively dating for about 7 of these years. So for 7 years, I've been a single mom and have a great career and still trying to find the love of my life. And so where does a 51-year-old woman find that? I mean, I'm certainly not in the space that I'm, going and sitting at a bar. We're not going to a club. I'm not going on vacation by myself where I'm putting myself out there. But where I find I'm most comfortable, and I was actually shocked about this because a dear friend of mine sort of pushed me out of the nest. I didn't want to go and fly, but this past November, she really encouraged me to join Match.com. And I didn't think that's definitely not for me. I just can't do something like that. But the truth is that it's really been an amazing vehicle, and if used correctly, can really connect you to some really amazing people, some crazy people and amazing people. So they're not going to fall on your windshield when you're driving your car, these men, and you and I, we've been friends a long time, and we both have big lives. And so I know just from our personal conversations, I'm looking for a man who has a life just as big as mine and is just as happy as I am.
Yeah.
So, going into that, what I've learned since November is you want to be incredibly tight with your criteria.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of not finding him. Don't be afraid of being alone. Like, really be comfortable in your own skin. I've definitely learned over this. It's incredibly humble experience. There's a lot of funny moments, and you have to laugh at yourself. You really do. And you have to be incredibly truthful and vulnerable, because I find that if I'm not giving who I truly am to somebody, and them for me. So definitely starting with like a tight criteria. I mean, look, we are the CEOs of our own lives, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna promote, demote, and terminate who's necessary to be there. And my circle is in my life. It may not be a huge circle, but whoever's in my circle, I know has my back, and that's who I want to invite in. When I'm meeting a man who has my back, who's going to make me priority, and I'll make them priority, and just really, is it a match? Truly, Match.com.
Yeah. I love the tightening of your criteria. We've had conversations about that, and I think that's super important. Really, really getting clear on what works and what doesn't work for you, and not wavering in those parameters.
Yes, and not being afraid to be alone. I mean, I enjoy my own company. Yesterday I went on a beautiful bike ride by myself. It was so much fun. I actually want to do it again today. I do enjoy my own company. It's important that you're not desperate to find someone. You don't want to need someone. You want to want someone. Right. And so, you are truly looking for that best friend, that partner. Yeah. And, you don't want to settle. And so, you might have very tight parameters on anything.
Right.
Age, distance, political beliefs. Do they have kids? Have they ever been married? So you have to find like what works for you and what's a match for you. So, I know you and I have different parameters. I have a very good friend. She had very different parameters, and what works for her, I would never choose that person. Right. So, I've met incredible men, over the months, especially during COVID. And,
so
not for me, they're just not a match for me, and I'm okay letting that go.
So what is your process? So did you go out on a date with them? Did you kiss them? Did you video chat before you met them? Because for me, it's like, I'm not even scheduling any time unless we video chat and I see if we vibe. So what's yours? What do you do?
Yes. Well, before pre-COVID, for sure, it would be a bunch of phone calls, bunch of texts, maybe a FaceTime here and there. And because what I've learned is, don't just, connect with someone and then go meet for a drink. I mean, 99% of the time, it's a waste of their time and yours.
Exactly.
So, you really want to do your research. Especially in this day and age, we have like a plethora of resources in front of us with Google, to look somebody up. Are they really who they say they are? During COVID, obviously, a little bit more precautious, Zoom call, FaceTime, lots of texting. I'm definitely researching them. I've had men who have lied about their age, 20 years higher, 20 years lower.
Yeah.
Or, they may, you show up on the date and they'll say, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I'm deaf, or I forgot to tell you I've stage 3 pancreatic cancer. I mean, now those are things like you want to put on the table. So, before you actually go and take the time, I'm respectful of people's times as I want them to be for me. Yeah. I'm incredibly upfront about what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. And I'm very direct. I'll say, what are you looking for? Because I'm really not looking for companionship and friendship and just like, to have fun, casual. That's not where I am. That's not where I'm to in my life. I'm looking for the long-term love of my life, 50-year love affair. love, passion, fun, and partnership. And I put it out there. And if I don't see that, I kindly end it immediately. And there's nothing wrong. It's just, they're just not a match for me. And I welcome them being open with me. But as far as like the first kiss and everything during COVID, I mean, if we got through the Zoom and the FaceTime, we actually did end up meeting, and I've done my research and all that. And this person's on the up and up. Yeah, we'll meet for, maybe a cup of coffee or something casual, maybe just like a drink. Nothing crazy, nothing like, he feels obligated to, take me out for this expensive meal or anything. I mean, again, I want to be very respectful to people. And so have I given a first kiss? I have. Most of the time it's just a hug and like a peck on the cheek. But definitely they'll know by the end of the date that I'm interested in seeing what's there on a second date. Look, we have to be very careful. I'm coming home to children, or was, now they're back at school, but yeah, I mean, for sure. And at the same time, we should talk about privacy because, it's really hard putting yourself out there, right? And I happen to be on a hidden mode, so I will choose somebody, and then if I choose them, they could see me. Now I'm learning this. I didn't know all this. I had to talk ins and outs. I didn't know what the Heartsman and the Starsman. I didn't know anything. So I was a total novice, a freshman. And I've definitely learned a lot. But whether it works out or not with each man, I try and take a golden nugget, from each relationship, whether it's one date or a bunch of dates.
That's amazing. You said you said love, passion, partnership. What did you say? You said that this
love, so love, passion, fun, and partnership. So
I love that.
It changes, like now here I am, an empty nester. I have different commitments. I'm also looking for a different type of companion. Although they may be an incredible person, I'm not interested in dating somebody with young children. I want to date someone sort of in my situation where they're an empty nester, or possibly they have never had children, never been married. So there's a word, we use standards in our life. Like I have a standard. And what I've learned over the months is that standards are great to have. We all have them. Whether we're looking for a job or buying a home or doing whatever, we have standards in our lives. But standards also put a lid on your life. And just to be aware of, like, for example, if I said, I'm only interested in dating men who are, 47 to 55. I'm just throwing a number out there. That's a standard. I'm putting a lid. So there may be like an incredible rock star person who's 56. Didn't show up. It didn't show up for me because I put the lid on the 55. So I am open and flexible of how it looks. And also at the same time, I do have, I set the bar high. And I'm not, I don't want to settle for anything but extraordinary.
And if, so this is, I think, where we get into our thought processes, because, if I say to one of my friends, I met someone, he's great, he's never been married and he doesn't have children, and he's 40, 47, like my age, I always get like the face like, oh, that's a red flag. Like, what are your red flags? And are you trying to not stick to them? Are you having some forgiveness or flexibility with some of these? I don't know. I mean, is that a red flag for you? Someone who's never been in a committed relationship, doesn't have a family, like is like perpetually single. Like, what is that like?
Yes. And, you really want to look at the whole picture. you're not just looking at the person and their age and all that. Are they, too far? Do they live too far from you?
Right.
Did they not pursue a higher degree after high school? Are they, do they have a history of not being monogamous?
Right.
Do they not have a good relationship with their family? Do they have children that don't speak with them?
Right.
Are they a smoker? If when you're going out on a date with them and they're getting like sloppy drunk every single time,
Yeah.
that would be a red flag to me.
Yeah.
How are they on their worst day? Everyone can be great, right? And true colors
Right.
will shine through.
Right.
But the true character of somebody is really not how they are on their best day. That's easy.
Right.
That's very easy to be wonderful, kind, and happy. But how are you like when the chips are down?
Yeah.
And who are you for others when they're going through something? So I look at everything. And so, yeah, everyone has different red flags.
Sure.
Obviously, when I go into a relationship, even if I'm talking to 2 or 3 people, that texting and stuff, if I meet someone and I say, you know what, this person this person has something special. I'm like, I want to see what's there.
Right.
I stop communication.
Mhm.
I actually shut down. I go off site because I really don't think it's fair not to go in all.
Yeah.
Give your 100%. So I call it like investments.
Yep.
I invest a lot of my time, my effort, my energy because I want to. I actually have pleasure in doing that.
Sure.
And I want to see, is that reciprocated?
Right.
Are they moving mountains to see me? Are they making that effort? And look, maybe there is something. Maybe they are geographically undesirable. Let's say that, right?
Yes.
And you'll say, oh, well, I don't want to date somebody an hour away. Well, maybe don't put that standard on. Let's see what their effort is. Maybe they are making a strong effort that hour means nothing to me. I would drive easily an hour at any time just to give you a hug. I mean, so to me, it's really all about your actions.
Yeah.
Like we say, the tongue in our mouth should match the tongue on your shoe, right? You walk the talk of your life. And yeah, there's some big talkers on this site. You really have to see, does it match? Are their words matching their actions?
Right. Right.
Does it have the true integrity they say they have? Because the integrity is deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
So and fun. I love having conversations about, I mean, right now, obviously, like political debates or anything,
Right.
Whatever a hot topic may be, whether it's even on parenthood or anything. But I also love to have fun.
Yeah.
I love to laugh and sing and dance and like really just like, let my hair down and just have fun with someone. So I do look at everything and people have different red flags. So, you really want to do some personal inventory and see what yours are.
Yeah. My friend Levi says all the time that like the first few dates are a table for 2 liars because you're putting your best foot forward, right? Like you're not getting to the meat of the person because everyone's so concerned about showing up the best that they said. So to your point about when the chips are down, I was like, that's hysterical because it's true. You have to realize people are putting their best foot forward. So you really have to invest and really find out what else is there and sort of be a little investigator almost.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am very attracted to people who have enormous depth. And so I usually will go there even on the first meeting. You know,
Wow.
are they vulnerable? And I find for me something I'm always working on with myself is to be more vulnerable.
Mhm.
Because I am like a very strong woman out there in the world,
Yeah.
and in my romantic relationship, I actually prefer not to be
Yeah.
in that role.
Yeah.
It's like very different than how I am when
Yeah.
I'm working or as mom or coaching,
Yeah.
all that. I don't want to be like that badass.
Yeah.
I actually love chivalry, and I love romance. And so,
So what do you think about, I guess, like, my next question, because like you said, like, you are a badass. I've seen you. I know what you've accomplished, but you know what? I think you and I can relate to the fact that we're both, like you said, living big lives, up to big things, wanting to make a difference in the world, wanting to leave our mark.
yeah,
It's almost, I find sometimes that men are intimidated by stronger women.
yeah,
They are looking for a woman that maybe it doesn't have the backbone or the ambition that we have. So, like, how do you sort through that, like, and realize this guy just can't handle me?
yeah, and that happens. Many men are intimidated. Quite often, men will say to me, "Wow, gosh, like you do so much. You're so successful. Like I feel like so not enough." And I never want to come across as that, because I'm an incredibly humble person. I laugh at myself all the time. And at the same time, I actually want a man like who can mentally handle me,
Yeah.
who, when and if I come home or we're on a date and I talk about like, oh my gosh, listen to this great thing. I want to start this new company, and this is this great idea. And I want someone to like be my cheerleader, like get underneath me to lift me up. So yeah, I will look for that. Are they intimidated? And I'm attracted to people who also have a big life. So
Yeah.
you, so that's just me. And I
Yeah.
know everyone has different criteria, but um, I'd rather not be with someone and waste their time or my time if it's not a match as far as mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. It has to match on every level. I
Yeah.
mean, really, finding your true love, it's like finding truly a needle in a haystack, 20 acres large.
Yeah.
And it takes something. So
Yeah.
when you go to look for, oh, where should I live? What job should I pursue in my life? You're researching that. You are like looking at tons of homes. You're online hours and hours and hours looking at real
Yeah.
estate, the
Yeah.
school, the taxes. You're dissecting every bit of it.
Yeah.
And when you look for a mate, you want to give it that exact attention.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like when you're up to finding someone, you take it on as if I want to find the perfect place to live or the greatest career. And sometimes, you start in a career and you have to change it. Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing though. You
Yeah.
can only change your body shape, by exercising or eating more healthy. You can change where you live by simply moving. You
Yeah.
can change your career and take a different path. There's so many things you can change in your life. Your religion, your political stance, any of it can change.
Yeah.
But really, you don't want to change your forever mate. You
Yeah.
actually want to find your mate and then stay with that person.
Yeah.
I actually don't, I never believe in divorce. I mean, my family, like I'm the only person really divorced in my entire family.
Right.
And so it really took something for me to actually go there to, feel that it wasn't working.
Right.
For me and my family. And so I take this on very seriously as if this is forever. And I don't want to, when I do find that person, I don't want to change. I
Right.
want to be with that person. So I always tell my children, finding your person is the most important choice you will make in your life.
Yeah.
And so I truly believe that.
Yeah. And so the thing that always frustrates me is, I have loving, caring friends that have my back, but they also have some really messed up advice. Like, stop looking and he'll find you. He's going to find you. Would you just stop looking? You just put too much energy into it. And I'm like, all right, I don't know if he's going to fall out of the sky. So I agree with you that you have to invest in meeting new people. And as much as like you meet someone, it doesn't work, you have to get back on the horse and keep trying, and you have to keep meeting new people, because in my opinion, it's like you're increasing your odds. The more people you meet, the more people you find out what you like and what you don't like.
I agree with you completely, Michelle, because, look, I have wonderful friends, and of course they all have advice, or, oh, I want you to meet my cousin, or, whatever. But the truth is, as a principal of a school, I'm going to meet one of the parents in my school. Like I would never cross that line professionally. Yeah. And after working all day in a school's principal, do I want to, go out to a club? That's not who I am.
Yeah.
And so those people who are saying that, they're probably married. They met that person in college, and in college, like, it's all there for you. There's people everywhere. Look like that. You work and then you come home. You're in your home.
Look at Mike and Barb, for example. Mike's commenting here in our session, but like, look at Mike and Barb. They've been married for how long? And they met at Monmouth University, right? So
exactly, and they're a perfect role model, right? They take all of it, the whole imperfection of life, and make it perfect for them.
Yeah.
And there are not many people I know a lot of married people, and there are not many that I will say, well, that's a solid marriage.
Yeah, I know.
And someone like, Mike and Barb, they have it. They have the solid. And it's because they love and support each other, and they're there for each other, and they never try to change the other person.
Yeah.
That's what I've always watched with them.
Yeah.
And that's something a lot of people go into relationships with, like, oh, it's like the name of that play, like, I love you, you're perfect, now change. That was one of my favorite Broadway shows. And, people go into relationships like, oh, he's so incredible. Yeah, he has a really tight relationship with his mom. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll change that. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we'll work on the hair, and we'll get that wardrobe situated. And you really don't want that. You really want to accept the person for who they are and how they're most comfortable in their skin.
Yeah.
You go in with like a whole, list of to-dos of what I'm going to do to fix and change that person. You're going to find eventually that will come out, as we call it, like come out sideways in every area of your life in a negative way.
Yeah.
So the way I want someone to accept me for all my flaws and imperfections, I want to do that for somebody else. And as long as it's not a deal breaker for me, like, I'm okay with that.
Right. So let's talk about self-love, because I think self-love is very important. And I'd love to know your take on the importance of loving yourself, and really like how that plays into this equation of dating and attracting your right partner into your life. Just sort of what that means to you around self-love.
Well, to even put yourself on a site like a Match.com, you have to make sure that if you were to draw a picture of it, like all the holes in your body are filled up already. Like anything that you have that you're not in integrity with in your life, or you feel is not working the way it should, you want to work on yourself. And that's all through self-love. You want to make sure all your holes are filled in and you are whole and complete.
Yeah.
So you can actually be there to meet somebody else who's whole and complete.
Yeah.
So, and that comes through self-love. And now, that could be for me going on a bike ride yesterday.
Yeah.
To, my birthday's Monday, like maybe going for a massage on my birthday. Like I deserve that treat. I deserve that. Or Right now I've had a couple days of no one here, and I have no children here. So, especially after COVID, where we all lived together for so long, last night I made, a beautiful, pretty salad, and I took the time and I made it look nice. That's all self-love. Taking a bath, and I don't even know if we should go there, Michelle, but look, I'm a single mom, and you know what I'm saying? Look, every woman has a toy in their bedside table, and don't be afraid to use that toy. And if women say they don't have that toy, they're not telling the truth. And if you have one, go get one. Because that's self-love. That releases endorphins, and it's a very healthy way to be. I'm a woman who's 51, and I have needs and wants, and I'll fulfill them myself if somebody else isn't. I'd rather do it myself than have, someone who's just totally not for me.
Right.
Connection. So, self-love is, if you don't have that, you can't be there for anybody else. It's what they say, put the oxygen on your face first on the plane before you put it on somebody else. You have to take care of you, feed your soul.
Yeah.
Be there for another human being.
Amen. Absolutely. Hands down. Hands down. So let's talk about some funny or some nightmare dating stories, because I know we have them. I mean, my gosh, my friends, I keep them entertained all the time with stories that I have. So I don't know. Do you have something funny or a nightmare story that you would want to share?
Oh gosh. Well, you and I have shared some funny ones, and you really have to laugh at this.
You do.
Look, most of the time it's not going to work out.
Exactly.
Right? Throw that hay to find the needle, right?
Yeah.
I've had men who, they'll say they're 50, and then I'm doing my research, and I'm like, wait, this person is 72. Wait, let me make sure I have the right person. Maybe off. And sometimes I'll say, could you just be straight with me? Maybe I'm wrong, but and they'll say, oh yeah, I didn't want to tell you. I'm like, if you're starting a relationship that way, or they'll put that they're divorced, right? And then you research them, and everything looks fine, right? You're now meeting for a drink or a cup of coffee, and they'll say, oh gosh, I just left my lawyer's office. It's just this is a nightmare, this divorce. And I'll say, wait, you're not divorced? And they'll say, oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't want to do that for search purposes. Yeah. Because, I know people won't want to date someone who's separated or still married. And I'm like, well, where does your soon to be ex-wife live? Oh, well, we still live in the same house, but she's in the other room of my. Okay, I guess
yeah,
I'm just not committed to that. There may that's just not for me. Yeah. How I look at it is, I said to someone look, we all swim through the swamp. We really do. I've swam through the swamp. I'm on the other side, and it's great. I really love my life, but I had to swim through the swamp of divorce and testing the waters and the new dating and stuff. I personally am not interested in dating someone who hasn't swam the swamp.
Yeah.
And so, it's your criteria. Everyone has different. And so if my friend said to me, oh, I'm dating someone who's just separated and he's great. If that's great for her, I 100% support her. I'm behind her.
Right.
Everyone has different criteria. I know you and I do. And it's what works best for you.
Right.
It's just about you.
Right.
Honestly. Because at the end of the day, you're the one eventually that you want to be with this person forever.
Right. Yeah. So. Yeah. I had a few I can share. I had one gentleman who relentlessly wanted to talk about politics on the first date. Relentlessly. No matter what I said, we were talking about politics. And I was like, okay, you're now not even respecting the fact that like this is not a topic that I even want to discuss. So that was
yeah.
The other one was just way shorter. Like
Okay.
like you can't lie about your height. It's
Right.
gonna be found out.
Right.
I'm gonna see. You can't like fake height. But that wasn't the only thing. But that was really, like you said, that starts things off on the wrong foot, because he was like, well, obviously I lied, and I was like, well, yeah, why would you even do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was bad. And then I had another one. Oh, the age thing, right? Where you say you're this age, but really you're this age. And I know men have the biggest concern around weight, right? Like the woman will put a picture from how many, pounds lighter, and now they're like 50 pounds heavier. So like I've heard the reverse from men.
Mm-hmm.
But man, age is like, when you lie about your age and then like you meet them and you see them, the picture does not match. It's just like, come on, really?
Yes. We're putting pictures from, when they just graduated college or something.
Yeah.
Now they have a ton of wrinkles and they're bald, which is fine if they're straight up and just on the table, so you could choose it or not. I mean, but for me, it is putting everything out there. And so like, your story about the politics, that person obviously had some type of hidden agenda on the date.
Yeah.
And you said that the height or the age, that's going to come out very quickly. And if that person is lying to you, Michelle, on your first date, that says something about their integrity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To me, it always comes back to the integrity of somebody and being true to themselves. So, and sometimes on a date, you're like really putting effort to find conversation.
Yeah.
And you want to like fall in love with someone who like love's not hard.
Yeah.
It just is there, right? So when you're on that date and you really find the connection of, wow, this conversation is just like, I could talk to this person
all day
for 24 hours straight. I mean, they're awesome, and it's going from topic to topic, from serious to your hysterical laughing. And, if I'm not laughing at something on my first date,
it took me a second.
It doesn't make me, I love to laugh and I love to have fun. And so at the other end, I also want to make sure that this person can hold a conversation with me and is intellectual on some level, like actually has a care or a passion about something.
Yeah.
And I'm saying politically, whatever side of the fence they are on, I actually care more that somebody's passionate about something in their life, rather than they may agree with me.
Right.
So, I don't have a standard for that.
Yeah.
But, for me, it's about, accepting their passion and, and their beliefs. And again, it's deal breakers for different people. So everyone has, different things.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you on the passion piece. Like there's nothing more appealing in a man who they could be passionate about like anything. I mean, as long as they're passionate. And for me, what's a deal breaker is if you have no ambition, if you're just passive about life. Like I need you to be like, at least be ambitious about something that you really care about. And that's sort of a connection between ambition and passion. Like, because I want to support you. I want to be excited about something you're excited about, because we all know when we do something we love, we are illuminated and it's fulfilling.
Absolutely. And the way you and I, we talk to people often about, what they're passionate about. And sometimes it takes a conversation to get underneath really to find out what that is. But it is important to me that they have a passion, whether it's for, cooking or singing or gardening or their family or history, whatever it is. But I do want to see a spark in their life, that it's not just, I go to work 9 to 5. My job's all right. I'm not crazy about it. Most nights I'm just watching Netflix, going to bed early, on the weekend, I'll just kind of sleep late and, just I don't really have plans, or, for me, that I'm not interested in someone like that. So I'm interested in someone who's, on the court, taking shots, even though they're failing and failing and failing, which I have done millions of times, but just creating their life.
Yeah.
And, constantly reshaping it. You're never like there, right? You're just always going for something new and having a passion you never even knew you had.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's very important that I have somebody who, and look, it doesn't have to be like a doctor, a lawyer. It doesn't, I don't need that. Those criteria aren't there for me.
Yeah.
I want someone who's like, I actually love my job. It's so fun, and they get excited like about talking to me about it. And yeah, that doesn't mean that it's perfect all the time,
Right.
but I want it. It's like very contagious, when that to and fro, that dance with somebody of they're like so excited about life, and it's so contagious on you. You get excited about it.
Yeah.
So, but it takes time, Michelle. Like, look, like you said in the beginning, you were saying, everyone brings their best self, right? On those, what did you say? Two liars sitting at a table, right? Like,
table for two liars.
Yeah. I always think of it like, if you really feel like, wow, this person is really something special, which by the way is a rarity.
Right.
You finally find, right? You're like, wow, I went on a gazillion dates and I talked to so many people, but wow, I think I found a needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
I always go by the rule of 4 seasons. Kind of, you want to go around the sun one time, and you want to, experience all 4 seasons with somebody.
Yeah.
To really get an understanding of, what works in their life, what doesn't, their challenges, your challenges, how you interact with each other when you have faced with challenges. Because look, most relationships that you find a guy who's amazing, when you're alone in your home or at a restaurant together and it's just the two of you, that's all like pretty, gumdrops and roses. But, life happens, right? There's family, there's jobs, there may be a health issue, there's kids. And how are you two together when life starts coming at you?
Right.
How are you both reacting to life coming at you in abundance, as I call it?
Yeah.
So, you really want to take the time and just be committed to be there in the moment. I've met so many women that they're like, I really just want to be in love, or I just want to get married, or I just want, and you could hear it. You could hear that neediness. And I never want to be that. And so I just sort of be intentional about putting myself to completely stay present in the moment.
Yeah.
And enjoy the moment, whatever it looks like, whether you're cooking a meal together or taking a walk.
Right.
If you're thinking about like, oh, I got to make that call tomorrow. Oh, I have to do, I have to wash this. Oh, you're not being present, and you're not giving the respect that potential relationship deserves.
Yeah.
So I look for that as well. When I'm speaking with someone, are they checking their phone?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Are they saying, oh, wait, what did you just say? Oh, wait, I was blanked out. Could you repeat that? Wait, what was it? Or they'll say, oh, tell me what job you do again? And I'm like, wait, hold on. They missed that. Like, where were they when we're talking 15 minutes about that?
Right. Being present. Yeah.
Really listen. We are trained listeners, and I listen for what's really important to somebody.
Right.
And so, although I'm talking a lot with you and I now, I mean, when I'm with a man, like on a date, I actually am listening a ton.
Yeah.
Really listen for what's underneath that. What are they really committed to? What are they attached to versus committed to.
Yep.
Yeah, because I don't want to waste anybody's time.
Yeah, I've had conversations where I just listened, and it was amazing what you can discover in just being almost like an opening for them to just share. I have learned a lot about, there's a lot of red flags that can be revealed if you just really listen to what is being said. It's also generous to do that so you can be present and get to know them, but it's also a way for you to do research as well.
No, absolutely. They're sharing something with you about work or their family, and they're saying, screw them, like, forget it. I don't care if I ever speak to them again.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, they have no issue if they never speak to their mother again or their daughter again.
Yeah.
They would be okay with having like animosity between your boss and you or a coworker. Like, for me, I couldn't even do that. I mean,
and as we learned, how you do one area of your life, you do all areas of your life. So if you do that in one area of your life, you're not going to not do it elsewhere. So it's so important to recognize that.
Yes. I mean, look, you are the criteria of your self-worth, and people will treat you as you allow them to treat you, right? I've had women say, oh, he never calls me, or he's breaking dates, or he's saying he's going to take me to the Caribbean and we've never gone, or he always says he's going to make a meal for me and he never does, or when he gets really angry, he'll just say, call a name. And in my head, I'm like, well, stop being the doormat. You choose it. You choose how people are going to treat you. They're not in your life or not. And so if you don't want to be the doormat, then pick the mat up off the ground. And it's just a choice that you can make like that.
Right. But honestly, I love that, Dawn. And you're making it sound very easy to do. I think I can speak for myself. I've been there, because women, we are very emotional and we get very connected to someone and we become very forgiving of their bad behavior. Right. And so suddenly we're the doormat because we're understanding, compassionate, forgiving, and you blink your eye and you're not an equal in that relationship anymore. They're walking all over you.
You're absolutely right. And the longer you are in that relationship, you build a callus up to that behavior, and you actually get numbed by it.
Yeah.
So you actually almost, after time, you think of it as normal behavior.
Yeah.
And I was in a very unhealthy relationship. And I was in it for a long time. I was in it because I truly did love that person.
Exactly.
And I would think, like, maybe if I do this, it'll change. Maybe if I did this, it'll change. And the truth is, you can't change anybody.
Yeah.
You cannot. And you have to just accept them for everything they are and everything they aren't. And all their perfections and all their imperfections. And it's just, what you're able to put up with for you in your life. But if you are true to yourself and you put the bar high of what you want, and you actually take it on, because in the matter of taking it on and I'm up to finding a mate.
Yeah.
And sharing that with people. I used to be very private. I still am private. However, I'm much better at sharing with people what I'm up to, whether it be, I'm going for a new job, or I'm actually looking for the love of my life.
Yeah.
The more people who I share that with, and I don't go around just like sharing that with people, but even just close friends or family, like, I'm up to that. I share it, the more I learn about me, and they actually will offer things.
What do you think about we have to start thinking about wrapping this up. But what do you think about if you don't heal yourself, you will bleed on other people? And you sort of talked about the holes, right? You have holes in yourself and you have to fill yourself up. But the reality is we come out of relationships, we come out of marriages, we come out of things, and we have a lot of residual damage. And many of us just plow right forward and start moving, find someone else, but we don't take the time to really heal ourselves. Like, how do you think about really an act of is an act of self-love doing the work to heal yourself so you're prepared for the next person?
Mm-hmm. That's an awesome question, Michelle. And, every relationship you come out of, every long-term relationship, even, one that just lasted a couple months or so, you learn something by it, right? Yeah. What was your part in it? What was their part? What can you take responsibility for? What wasn't working as well as it could have been working? What was missing that if it were there would really have made a true difference?
Yeah.
And then you take that golden nugget and you apply it. So you go through enough, you have all these golden nuggets.
Yeah.
Of what you want. And if you don't, a lot of people that I talk to, their relationship will end, right? I'm in love. Oh, it ended. And then 1 week later, like, oh no, I actually now this is the one. I love him. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how could that be?
Yeah.
What? You were just in love with somebody last week, and now you're in love with somebody this week.
Right.
What have you done to fill those holes in you?
Right.
Work on you. If you don't do that, if you just dive into that new relationship, what you're doing is you're basically just self-medicating, like the way an alcoholic takes a drink, the way a shoplifter will steal something, the way a gambler. It's the same thing by going right away into something new. If you don't get whole and complete about that relationship and have closure on it, what made it end? What was missing? What part did I have? What can I bring forward? What did I learn from it? What are you grateful for from it? I'm huge into gratitude, as I know you are, Michelle. Mm-hmm. And whether something works for somebody or not, I will say to someone, I'm incredibly grateful I got to know you. You are an amazing human being. We just don't match for a long-term relationship. And if I were looking for a friend or just a casual, relationship, like, you'd be the one, but I'm not up to that.
Yeah.
So I'm straight with people with that. And I want them to learn from something, and I always want to learn from it. But, with when you said self-love, if you don't take care of and heal your person, your spirit, your mental being, your physical being, your all of it, because love can hurt, truly.
Yeah.
If you don't heal that and care for it as if you were caring for, an injured child, you're going to bring that, like you're carrying like a chair on your arm, like you're carrying that into your next relationship.
Yeah.
You want to be able to go into a relationship with nothing.
Yeah.
With nothing.
Yeah.
From your past, except things that, true lessons you've learned from it.
Right.
So we either win or we learn, and look, this whole single thing, there's a lot of learning to be done. And I'll tell you, Michelle, there's always another mountain to climb.
Amazing.
But, I just believe your mind is a very powerful thing. And if you have positive thoughts, those thoughts are going to become your actions. Those actions are going to be your life.
Yes.
And so I try and stay positive with this whole dating thing. And of course, COVID threw a whole wrench in it.
Yeah.
And I am truly open to the possibility of love. I 100% know
yes.
who's there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to find him.
I love that. I had someone say to me who recently found love that always remember that he's looking for you as much as you're looking for him.
That's right.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
You're right. You know,
Yeah.
you want to be in the same place as somebody
Yeah.
for what they're looking for, you know.
Right.
So
Amazing.
I know.
Dawn, thank you so much. I'm going to wrap us up. This was an amazing conversation. We had tons of people watching us, so this is really exciting.
And Michelle, can I say you are an incredible role model to me in my life. You have been there through my, you know, hills and valleys, and really there's no one I'd rather by my side than you on this journey to find love. And you are an extraordinary human being. And so it will happen. It will happen.
Super sweet. Thank you so much, Dawn.
Welcome.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. Bye, Michelle.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.